All right, everybody. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am super excited to be back. This is the relaunch of BCA B2B Live, and we are back, just entertaining the idea of spotlighting CEOs who are motivated to do business globally. And my guest tonight, I am very much so excited about. At the end, if you'll hang out with me, I'll tell you a little bit more about what we have going on with BCA. But first, I'd like to welcome my guest, Douglas Eze. I'm sure I
Eze.
said that wrong. But Douglas, he is a chairman and CEO of Largo Financial Services, and he's a certified financial fiduciary. Douglas, thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for having me. For sure. How you
Yes.
doing today?
I am doing well. I am doing well. All right. All right. So I'm still
Hi.
trying new gadgets and it's
I
not
see.
working for me. Okay.
That's
All right. All right. All right. Well, I will go ahead and get us started. I'm excited because we get a chance to talk. All right.
okay.
There's the
Got it now.
applause. And that's well deserved. I think I clicked it like 5 times, like, where are you? But that's okay. So,
Not a problem.
all right. All right, hopefully that's it. But thank you
Yeah.
again, Douglas. I really wanted to, I love this conversation because we're talking about wealth and building wealth and ensuring that wherever we are in our at our income brackets, that we can still have a mindset towards wealth as we should. So I think this is just an odd word, but it has a big advantage. And I wanted you to define what it means and the significance of working with a fiduciary advisor. I wanted to start there.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for asking that question, actually. So, working with a fiduciary just means that you're working with someone that, has your best interest at hand. I didn't just want to be in this industry without having this certification, actually. So, I've been in the industry for over 20 years as a financial advisor, just helping my clients become greater in their business and in their financial world. But I decided to, let me take it a step further and go into a rigorous training, taking an exam, and just to have this designation, added to my name. And not that I wasn't a fiduciary before doing this, because again, everything else, but it's just that the world is changing, and sometimes there's people that feel comfortable when you have the actual certification. As you can see behind me, there's an actual stamp there that says that I am a fiduciary, right? So you got to get that certification in place. Not a lot of people are able to get that. You got to
Right.
go take the exam and make sure it happens, right? So that's what it is. I mean, it sets my business apart from a lot, because if a client actually asks me if I'm certified, I could say, yeah, I actually went, studied, and I'm regulated. So if I'm dealing with you, I want you to feel comfortable, because I don't want you to get stuck with that and don't take the advice that I'm giving you just because I
Right.
don't have something behind my name on there. But
Right.
that's what it is.
Yes, and to me, this really brings, as you said, that higher level and almost a guaranteed trust. Because you are obligated to work on the best interest of your client. And so you think
Yes.
about other industries such as the insurance industry or political, politics and things of that nature, where they smile in your face, and they're and those systems aren't always for us, but I know that trust factor classified with fiduciary, it is it's real. That is very much so of value.
It is. It is very real, and we take it seriously because in this financial industry and being a financial professional, working with all kinds of clients, be it middle income, um, folks that are looking to make it in life, working hard for their money. Because your money, you work hard for it. I want to make sure that I provide you the best service. Make sure that you're happy with the decision you make, and you're able to be disciplined along the line, and be able to make sure you build this world that you're looking to build, which is very important. And so that's why we do it. And I train a lot of agents. I have over 1,000 financial advisors in our organization that we train, inspire, and just help become better.
Right. Wow, large organization you have, and we'll learn a little bit more about where you're from, your origins, and definitely about Largo, but and where you are now. But that's a large organization with over 1,000 associates working in your umbrella. So that's awesome. How long has Largo been around?
So Lago Financial has been around since 1999/2000, really. That's when I
Okay.
really got the business licensed and incorporated. But I've been in the industry myself since 1996. That's when I got licensed. So I got licensed. I was 24 years old in the industry when I got started. I was waiting table at IHOP when someone gave me a business card, and
Wow.
I just
That
checked it
changed
out.
your life, huh?
It did. It's one of the best decisions I ever made in my life.
Mm-hmm. If I love when you can start young, it's something like that, and then you fall in love with it, and it becomes your passion, and then you build a whole, industry, a standard, and just the whole entire empire essentially. But we'll keep moving on, and because there's so much more to learn, but. Should one look to have a certain level of income or extendable cash flow before engaging with financial services professional? And I'll stop there and let you answer that. As far as
Well,
income level.
um, yeah. So, sometimes a lot of people look at that and that stops them in their track. So
Mm-hmm.
when I got in this industry, I was broke as broke can be, and but I couldn't talk to anyone, like the major companies, right? So,
Yeah.
and then I realized, what? As I continued to grow in this industry, I started doing stuff, doing seminars, and going to places where most people wouldn't go to. Places
Mm-hmm.
working with folks that nobody wanted to go talk to. So I remember doing a seminar in Orlando, Florida, at a beauty salon, a beauty school, where they
Okay.
teach folks how to do hair and makeup and all the beauty stuff, right? They invited
Yes.
me to come speak, and I flew out there. I was young, I was probably about 28 years old then, and I went out and I did this event, and there was a guy sitting in front, and most of these people have a full-time job, but they were also doing hair on the side and trying to make it a
Mm-hmm.
business. So I remember this guy with gold teeth sitting in front. You know how they say, don't judge a book by its cover.
That's right.
And, and I don't judge nobody. I just do my thing. But he was
Mm-hmm.
taking notes and everything.
Wow.
And at the end of it, he came to me, he said, "Man, I'm so excited that you came. I took a lot of notes and he was texting too. At that point, I was like, man, I thought he wasn't paying attention to what I was teaching, right? But he was so excited that he was texting his family members and saying, man, you all need to be here. I got to we got to set up a family meeting and have this man come talk to our family. And that was when I said, you know what? At the end of the day, so many people miss out on those opportunities to go educate folks that really want the information. Sometimes financial advisors are targeting the rich, rich, rich. But man, the rich, 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 yeah, they're already rich. I mean, you know, yes, they still need financial advice, but there's a whole group of people that you could still educate. and help. So that's what, helped me grow my business. And then I tapped into a lot of, churches and just work with the pastors and then work with the church members to set up financial education, financial literacy. So it's really helped me a lot in my business growing up.
Absolutely. And that's why I wanted to bring you on. And that's why we're talking about, the wealth tonight, strategizing wealth. And, I don't know how engaged you think our Black and brown communities are in knowing the importance to that path of compounding money, and maybe even just money seems to be an expendable a thing that we are consumers, more so than we are, anything, well, I think it's changing. I do think the dynamics are changing. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, it's definitely changing because of social media is really helping out a lot.
Yes.
So many people are seeing the benefit of, of making money. I mean, not that they didn't see it before, but they now
And keeping
the
that money
playing
and
field.
building wealth.
Right. The playing field is now open that we can't have any excuse anymore. And also the playing field is also made it global. So you could have, if you have the right product, you're not looking to just get over on people, some that can really help folks, not just selling them a course, because that's the main thing now. Everybody's selling courses, right? But just helping people. If you have the heart to help folks, then you will be successful. Now, I'm not saying those people that don't help people are not successful. I'm sure they are, but you can't follow the trend. Just do what you're supposed to do and do right, and you'll be blessed for it. So with our business, we go after folks that are, and we help them, one, get out of debt, because we believe debt is a big cripple. I mean, it cripples a lot of families that they cannot save any money. So we help them get out of debt, showing them strategies that they could become debt free without spending any additional money, and build wealth at the same time. Not just pay off debt, but we do simultaneously. Yes.
I love that. I love that. And it's a shift in thinking, and that perception that it's only for the affluent is not, it's not real. That's not what's up. So no matter where you are, I think you should be at least thinking about it and strategizing and talking with someone like you, and I love that you do, I love the story about the beauty school and just how you have reached out and touched, and I hope that you guys, of course, continue that, because they need people like you, and that's how Business Concepts Accelerated kind of came about. I had this circle of friends and people in my circle, and I'm like, everyone needs access to these people, and everyone needs access to you. So I'm glad you make yourself available to everyone, and I know that that's your marketing, your love as well. But in light of the COVID years, I mean, I've seen so many to really rediscover themselves and literally leave their corporate jobs and really find their entrepreneurial spirits. And so what advice would you share regarding the wise steps for a stagnant 401k? So they've left their corporate job. There's a 401k. I mean, what wisely would you say people should do of things of that nature?
Yeah. So one thing that we do not have is time, right? Time is is very valuable. So when you leave your full-time job, because now, because of COVID, and you have this 401k that you've saved already on, you've already put it in there. You've been saving it, it's out of sight, out of mind. One thing I want you to do is, of course, don't just cash it out, because you could cash it out and then you're going to spend it all, because money does two things. Either you're going to spend it or save it. I mean, and savings and investment is a totally different conversation, but just for now, either you're going to spend it or save it, right? So if you cash it out with no plans for it, you're going to blow it, because money is like water. It's like if I have water in this cup right now, right? The water in the cup is like, what are you going to do with me? Do you want to drink? Do you just, I don't want to sit here. I'm water. I'm very powerful. You need to make a decision. If I ignore it and put it on the side, it's going to start evaporating. And before you know it, after months, years, it's going to be gone. Same thing with our money. Money doesn't like sitting around doing nothing. So if you pull it out of your 401k and don't have a plan for it to make it grow or make it make more money, then you're going to spend it on something that doesn't benefit you. So you got to have a plan. Now, if you let's say you start working somewhere else, or you start your business and you don't really have a need for that money to do anything with it, then what we advise is we could roll the money into an IRA or a self-directed IRA, where you could even do some great things with it. And if you notice, I didn't say an annuity, I said a self-directed IRA, because most people, they miss out on opportunities because they just go to a place where all the financial advisor is going to push them in is an annuity, which is okay, but you got to decide, am I looking to build wealth, or am I looking to distribute my income? Because annuity, it's not an income distribution tool. It's just, it's not a wealth building tool. It's not for building wealth. It's for preserving income and also distributing income later years. So there's a lot of things you could do with that money to grow it. So we kind of advise on that. We sit down and help people understand the kind of vehicles they could roll that money into for them to make more money.
Yeah, that's really good. And, you answered a part of the question, another question I had in regards to, the value, the difference between, debt and building wealth, or which is more important, to handle the debt or to build wealth. And you kind of answered that in the fact that we're trying to do the same thing. We're doing them both at the same time.
Yes, we do, because again, time is very important. Everything I do is I'm always thinking about the future, right?
Yes.
Yes, I want to live for today and enjoy my today, but I also want to make sure that my future is taken good care of. Because when I get there, I want to be able to still enjoy the same lifestyle that I'm enjoying today, or even better. I don't want to get there and then I'm looking back and say, man, I used to have some money, and you're talking and they're like, what? Where's the money now? So I want to make sure that when I get to the future, the money is there. So what we do is we help our clients, one, pay off the debt that they currently have while they're saving money that they can invest later in the future, right? So that not only are you getting rid of the debt, because debt is a big part of people's life, especially their mortgage, right? Their mortgage, there's a lot of wealth transfers that happen. People are transferring their wealth away to somebody else, which is the financial institution, the media, the government in form of taxes, the banks in form of, low interest rate on debt, or whatever the case might be, or on savings account. So we show you how to pay off all the debts that you have, including your mortgage, including student loans, including credit cards, including the car that you drive, without you spending any additional money.
Wow.
And build wealth at the same time. Because so that's what we do.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you make it easy, I'm sure, to roll over or do anything that is necessary. I'm sure you guys do that. So let's talk a little bit about Largo Financial Services. And I know you serve as chairman and CEO, and maybe a little bit about, where you guys are located, are you nationwide, are you global as far as Largo, and, just maybe, did you start, you already kind of answered the question that you started the company, and, but I'd love to know some of the differentiators and maybe a bird's eye into your future roadmap.
Right, definitely. So Lago Financial I started a company, not for the, to just have a business name or whatever. I did it to help me when I started making over 100K in income, to minimize my tax liability, right? Because I got into the industry underneath another organization called American Classic Agency. That's what in our industry, that's what they call an independent marketing organization. So it's like I was able to open up my own franchise without paying all the franchise fees and all the other stuff of American Classic. One of the things I like about that organization is the fact that they allow us to brand ourselves, right? So I was able to brand myself, build my company underneath that agency, that umbrella. And then as I grew Lago Financial and recruited and built my agency, along the years, as the owner of that particular organization decided to retire because he was older, me and another business partner and one of the home office staff, that she's been serving him for years, and we decided to buy the company from him
Oh, wow.
instead of just letting it go
Yeah.
because we like the culture, we like the leadership, we like what he built, and he said okay, he gave us an offer, and we came up with the money and we bought the company from him. And now, that put us also as one of the only African American and female owned independent marketing organization in the country. Because normally in this industry, the insurance financial service industry, that's very hard to find. You might have some agents that have their own agency, just like Lago doing stuff, but they're underneath another company. So this is the first time we have, two black guys that are still writing business, still in the business agents, and a female owned, in the business. So it's unique. We love it. And like we are living up to the vision of the owner, which was agent owned, because he built the company for it to be owned by the agent. So we're a true agency ownership, and we pay out a lot of profit sharing to our sales force too. So because they're part of the family.
Yes, yes. That's the best, I think, business model that you can have where it is, co-owned, and the whole family, all of the agents, everybody has a share of the wealth,
Yeah.
of the company, especially a financial services business. So there's, I'm sure, a lot of, wealth building there, as, just by itself. So that's phenomenal. And I'm glad to hear that. I've had friends that are, a certified financial, public financial planner, like a
So
Susie Orman,
yes.
So I know there's not very many
Okay.
black
Yeah. Yeah.
men that, hold that title. And, a friend of
CFP.
mine
Yeah.
says that, but he can't do, he's hogtied almost to, whatever industry sponsors him versus him being able to go. I'm like, you got to go share this with the people, and you got to go and do this. And he can't, express himself or do YouTube or do training
Wow.
because he's obligated by it. So I'm going to tell him about you guys. So,
Yeah. I
but you're
mean, the
doing
thing is,
United States and global, or
yeah, we're right now we're current just in the U.S., of course, with
okay.
our financial business, but we deal with insurance companies that are global. One of our carriers is actually they're huge in the Caribbean, and a lot of the they're the Pan American company, so we represent them. Very strong company, and so we have companies that we do business with. Just depending on the clientele,
Yes.
that I'm doing business with, and I could help them make sure we could get them covered. Because I do have clients that are in Canada. I have clients from the UK as well, and Switzerland. I actually just got someone that they're from Ireland that we're going to be doing some planning for.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, well, then I will shift the conversation a little bit in regards to your other global entity, which is Canwe. And I know that's based out of Africa, where you provide innovative fleet management solutions like route simulation, across the border roaming, global satellite mapping, and more. So I did my research on that, and you really
I
do
see.
check. You check all the boxes in regards to the efficiency of fleet management. I mean, I'm like, okay, so what question do I ask? And so I guess my mind went towards, if you have this superior company, fleet management company, the transportation industry. My question is, how's business in Africa? And then, I really like to know how far, wide, and deep does commerce move as far as transportation services that's going on in Africa?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, business is great. We so how the company, how I got involved in Canwe, and
Mm-hmm.
which means basically never again in Swahili. How did I get involved with it? Well, I went to, just to give you a quick story, I traveled. I went to Tanzania for a wedding, and then then I changed my flight. I wanted to visit Cameroon, so I got on a plane and I went to Cameroon, but I flew Ethiopian airline. So I stopped in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and I was sitting in the lounge, and I called one of my clients that's from Ethiopia. And I said, "Hey, I'm in your country." And she started laughing. She said, "Oh, really?" I said, "But I'm at the business class lounge, just chilling." And she said, "Wait a minute. I have someone I want to introduce you to that needs to know you. And he's a billionaire. You need to meet him." So I said, "Okay, cool. I'll definitely meet this guy." And the billionaire walked, she called him, and he actually looked for me, and we met and we started talking. And the guy is, he owns a bunch of private planes, but he don't fly them. He rents them out. That's how. So then, one thing that we did, he asked me where I was going. I said, "Well, I'm going to Cameroon." And he said, "Okay, there's a young kid I want you to meet because you're in the financial. Maybe you could, help him do some whatever." He just said, "I'll connect you since you're going." So I said, "Sure, no problem. I'll meet this guy, And then we connected via WhatsApp, and I got to Cameroon. I contacted the guy, and then he drove 7 hours. I didn't know this of that time. He drove 7 hours to meet with me. And we met and we started talking, and he told me that he has a software that he's built. He's a tech guy, and he built this technology to track cars without the use of internet. So if the internet goes down, because Africa don't have good Wi-Fi and all that stuff, if it goes down, we could still find your car. And he told me the story, we shared another time, but basically I fell in love with the technology. And he said, "But I just need a business partner." I said, "Really? Somebody that can market, do all this stuff, and has money to finance it." I said, "Let's do it." So we became 50-50 partners, and then we took the business, and now we monitor trucks, cars, and we have 19 satellites. We could find your car anywhere in the world, even if it's underground, we could find it. If the drivers are lying, we have geofencing. You could send a text message to your car with your cell phone, and it will immobilize the car. So very powerful. Tons. We have over 103 features. So again, we're just building it, organically, little by little, just getting it going. And right now we have clients. A lot of our clients are in Africa, Cameroon, South Africa. And we have some clients here because I re-registered the companies now. It's an American company as well, because we have it as an American company because there's certain things in Africa, because sometimes for some reason it's just the thing that kills us black folks. So making an American company makes it even stronger for us.
Yes, indeed. Well, your technology is what makes you strong, and and it's the problem solution set of it all, is definitely needed anywhere. And so when I first read about it, I guess maybe I didn't read enough because I was thinking of fleet management, fleets that are transporting things. But you're saying cars, trucks, anything, any vehicle that me as an owner, I can have it on my car and track it wherever.
Yes, you can.
Like my son
It's the
has my
best
car
thing.
right now. I'd like to know where he is.
Where is that? You could control the speed. You could set it up so they don't have to overspeed. So a lot of safety,
Yeah.
stuff on there.
Yes. All right. Well, very good. Very good. Well, your second global company, because, we're all about talking to CEOs who are motivated to do business globally. And that's exactly what and who you are. Your second company is an app. Is it Sebenza?
Sebenza, yes.
Okay. Tell me about
So
that.
yes, Sebenza is a service provider app, that we, again, with my business partner, same guy, Bruno. He's been featured on CNN and BBC. Very sharp young guy, 34 years old, just doing it. And
I
this
love
guy is
it.
so good that he actually trained 26 folks in Cameroon and taught them how to code. I mean, he's real good. So we went to India for business, and while we're in India, we had time to spend time together. And he said, "Man, I've developed a lot of apps." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, I have over about 100 different apps that I've developed." But they just sit, and he started showing me, and he showed me the one Sebenza. I said, "So what's that?" He said, "That's a service provider app." I said, "Tell me more about that." He said, "Well, this is what it does." So basically, but we design it for Africa, for folks, because he said, "Douglas, there's a lot of people with skill in Africa, but nobody knows who they are." So I figure if I could develop an app that the guy on the street that has a sign that I could cut your hair for free, I mean for $20 or whatever, for that, if he could get on my app and you could book him from the app, and now everybody in his 25 miles radius will know who he is. I'm like, man, this sounds good. So while he started building it, we started making it even bigger, where now we've taken it to a whole new level that has a lot of features in it it's like a one-stop shop. So you could have multiple things there. And what we didn't want to have investors. I didn't want investors to invest and just sit around and make money. So we decided to say, you know what? We're going to have the people make money based on their sweat equity. And they get to share transaction fee with us like an affiliate. But if you take it to the next level and build the audience, then you get profit sharing, and we'll give you either your state or the country. And then you make profit off of your whole country or your state with us. And we don't charge any registration fee to the people. We just make money off of the transaction fee. So everybody eats and everybody wins. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, yes. When I read about that, it seemed like it was a day labor type of service. And but the way you describe it, it's so much more, because it's any type of service that could be that everybody, and it provides this win-win. And just knowing who's around the corner, who's in my neighborhood, who's in my community, and I can just go on the app and find them. So just brilliant. I love it. I love that. I've recently met a inventor and invested in an app with him. And that is it's really exciting. It's exciting. So I'm fingers. I know everything's pointing up for that as well.
That's
So
awesome.
this is if you have something that is in a really bright inventor type person like that, that is that's just everything. So and how you've changed his life as well, starting with the billionaire. I guess that connected you guys.
Yeah, just one relationship.
Yes, yes, yes. So, but I did take a quick peek over your Instagram, and I pulled out a couple of things. I said, let me do a quick fire questions here at the end, and so these are. You can just kind of give me your thoughts, but I thought they were interesting points that you were making on your Instagram page, where you talked about the differences, and you may have touched on it a little bit earlier, but I want to revisit this in regards to the differences between your strategies around term and cash value life insurance.
Yes. So term insurance is basically renting. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like renting an apartment, renting a place to live. You don't build any type of equity in it. So, but it's a temporary product, temporary time. It's just for debt. For I'm gonna die in 10 years, then you buy it. If you know you're gonna die in 10 years, buy it. If you know for sure you're gonna die in 20 years, then buy it. If you know you're gonna die tomorrow, buy it. Obviously, nobody knows their time of death, but you could get a lot of coverage. The insurance companies love it because it's very, very inexpensive for the customers, and the customers love it. I'm getting a big coverage, but the insurance company the chance of you dying so quickly is very slim. So that's that. Then the cash value
So you
insurance again is
outlive
like
the term. You outlive the term,
you
and that's the
outlive
thing.
it, and then or it gets very expensive if you decide to renew it. So cash value, on the other hand, gives you the ability to earn equity in your plan. It's like buying a house, right? You build equity, but it costs a lot more than term. Just like a house costs a lot more than renting an apartment. If I'm renting an apartment right now, I don't have to, if my rent is $1,000 a month, I know that's all I got to pay. If electricity is included in that $1,000, that's all I got to pay. If there's plumbing problem, I don't have to call a plumber. I call the service people, they come fix it. A house, which I always tell people, is not an investment. It's a place to live. Unless it's making you money, then it's an investment. But if it's just a place to live, then the bank is your landlord. So because the bank is your landlord, you're paying rent to them. They make it fancy and call it a mortgage, but it's rent. But you can't call them if you have a plumbing issue. You call yourself and you go fix it. So it costs a little bit more. But you love it because you have equity that is appreciating based on your neighborhood. Not based on how much you're putting in, it's based on the neighborhood. So we teach that so people could understand a little bit better. So cash value insurance is not an investment, just like a house is not an investment. But cash value insurance is a place you park money, then you could leverage the money to invest in businesses, in properties, in other things that's going to make you more money. Why? Because you're using a penny to buy $1.
I love that. That was
And
a
it's
great
tax-free.
explanation. Great explanation to park our money. That made sense. So you advised us also, one of your posts talked about advising us to stop making the banks rich. What did you mean by this?
Yeah, because, most people make the banks very rich by having a savings account, money market, CDs. All these things is for building wealth for the bank. The only account you need at the bank is a checking account to pay your bills. That's it. You don't need them for savings. You don't need them for anything other than pay your bills. You should be using their money. You should even be using your debit card. But, that's another conversation. But here's the deal. A lot of times, just to break it down, the banks, every dollar you give to a bank, they have an agreement with the government to say every dollar you give them, they have the right to take that dollar and turn it 7 to 10 times to make money. So they're going to make over 30-40% interest on your dollar because they're loaning it to 7 to 10 people. So why am I keep giving them my money? Because when you put money in your savings account, you're loaning them money, and in turn, they're giving you a return on investment because you loaned them money. But unfortunately, they're only giving you 0.2% interest or 0.1% on your money. But when you go to them to borrow money, the first thing they do, even if you have $100,000 cash in your bank account, guess what? You guys still go through the ringer to borrow $20,000 from them, and they see your money right there. That's so bad.
Yes, it is.
I call it disrespectful.
It's quite disrespectful, yes. And that's the world we live in. So get wise to that. Tonight we're talking about strategizing wealth. And you have really shared a lot of gems with us. So just in regards to wrapping up, and I wanted to see if there's anything in regards to if someone has interest to speak with your company, or or even just interest in the fiduciary financial services. Is there an a synergy call or discovery call? How are you guys like people to contact you?
Yeah, definitely. You could follow me on, of course, on Instagram. I am Douglas Eze. I also have another page called Lago Financial One on the IG. You could also go on my website, lagofinancialservices.com. There's my calendar is on there. You could book an appointment with me, and my teammates, you get to see them as well. But one thing that we do, just to, there's a lot of education. I believe in just getting you educated first, and so you understand what it is before you jump right in. So I have tons of videos on YouTube that you could also tap into. And this financial service industry is a great industry to be a part of. Because not only are you going to learn about how to manage money for yourself and your family, but it's also a place for you to now help other people that I cannot get to, that you probably know, and you could get to them a lot faster than I can.
Yes, a way to build wealth and create legacy and, keep this going. What a wonderful platform you have. And all of your links, your YouTube, your LinkedIn, your IG, everything will be attached to this video as we post it on YouTube
Okay.
so that people can find you. So, any last things you'd like to share with us about anything, your companies, or, you've told us how to find you. So, anything else you'd like
Yeah.
to share before we get out of here?
Definitely support us on our new, endeavor, which is Sebenza.me. That's our website for Sebenza, the app. It's a service provider app. Tap into it, download it, and if you're a service provider, you download the service provider one and just get on the app. It costs you nothing to be a part of that, and just if you have a skill and you're a tutor, we've built it for you to be able to customize it. Basically, think about it as your own app. We're going to do it because my business partner is a tech guy. Now, we're not perfect. We don't have all the fancy stuff on there, but we will. We've not put any money into it in the sense that we're not using anybody's money. We're using our money to make it work because we want to give back to you, the people. And it's a global app. We spent a lot of money to make it a global app, because to get an app to work in America, work in Africa, work in different countries cost a lot of money to do that. So we did that because we want to make it global all at once. And then now we're working the app, making it even better. So tap into it, help us, join us on that world. And on the financial part, just do this. This is the last thing I'll say. Never use money that will be going to your compounding interest account to pay off a simple interest account.
Okay, say that again. Because that's
Never
what you said
use
in the post. Read this again.
never use a dollar that should be going to a compounding interest account to put in a simple interest account. And just simple way to break that down, don't make extra payment on simple interest account to pay off your credit card, your mortgage. Don't do that. Don't pay extra. Take that extra dollar and invest for your future.
Wow. Invest in our future in a wealth building account or any other ways in regards to wealth you advise. Just a wealth building account. We'll leave it at that, or are you into other things?
Yeah. Because everybody's situation is different.
Sure.
So one thing that we try to do is understand what's going on with their financial world first. See where they're throwing money away. Because unfortunately, so many people are throwing money away unknowingly because they don't know they're doing it, and unnecessary. We could fix it for them. So some of those areas that we've seen people do that is the way they pay their mortgage, their children education, their qualified plan like their 401k and IRA, the way they go on vacation, and the way they make major capital purchase. Is like having money, like this cup right here. If there's a lot of holes in it, I can never fill it up with water because it keep draining out. That's how so many people's financial bucket is. So for me, the first thing I want to do is plug the financial holes. Once I could plug the holes, then it's a lot easier to fill up your financial bucket.
I love that. I love that. That's a great way to end this conversation. I tell you, if anybody is not motivated, I believe we delivered on talking about strategizing on wealth. Great conversation. Let me see if I can find my applause. If I can find my applause, yes. There we
Nice.
go.
I
Just
like
took
that.
it one time. But thank you so much again, Douglas. I appreciate you and your time,
Yeah.
sir, and spending with me. I will get this all wrapped up and posted onto YouTube, and all of your information will be there. In fact, I want to share that service app with my friends in Ghana and other places. Some
Yes.
great chiefs there that I think should know about it as well. So I'm not sure if you guys are in Ghana, but I know you can do anything
Yes,
in
we are.
Africa. Yeah. Oh, you are.
We
Okay,
are in
good.
Ghana. So yeah,
Very good.
definitely.
All right. All right. Well, again, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you again for joining me, and I enjoyed it. It was my pleasure. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody, for joining me. Just to share a little bit about BCA and what we do and how we serve. And we are just super excited to bring again our BCA Deal Flow signature event where we match founders to investors. And this is an event we've had it a couple times in the past, and I've changed platforms. And so now we not only are looking to have this event early Q4, I'm sorry about that because I had announced it for June, but we're going to push it back because my goal now is to focus on helping founders, because my heart is to help close that gap of inequity that we find with investors investing in Black and brown businesses. So my goal here is to help provide a couple different ways, 3 or 4 paths of making sure that you're ready to sit in front of those investors. I only want to put people who are classified as ready. Your documentation is in order and your mindset is in order. And so I think by taking time to ensure that we will have a much, a greater success. And I want to see some funding happening from this event. So that's what we have on our table. BCAB2BLive.com is the website. It is going to be revised this week. So there's so many things that are changing with BCA, but all for the good. And we are busy in supporting CEOs and founders in business, and that is our passion. So I hope that you would check us out and go ahead and list your company with us. There's an opportunity on that landing page that we have there today where you'll list your company, and then you'll get a chance to be a part of our beta program as we develop our next network platform, where we're going to just tease you with the opportunity to preview the perks for CEOs. So that's what we have coming. And I hope that you stay with me. We have another YouTube feature tomorrow, actually. They're back to back. So tomorrow, with this being mental health awareness, we're talking to 3 people, 15 minutes each, and just a little bit about mental health. And I'm excited about that as well because it's great dialogue, just like it was today. So again, thank you again for joining me. Thank you, Doug. And you guys, so long. We'll see you next time. I'm Pamela McKinney with Business Concepts Accelerated. I thank you to my guests once again, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right, I'm gonna take us out of here.
Awesome. You good?